Number 2, reading aloud your daily text.
繁殖狗狗。好科技老师跟他的学生一起参加一个狗狗俱乐部，他担心那些狗狗是否有被好好对待。他们参加一个演讲，内容是关于如何用最好的方法养狗，能保证狗狗有最优质的后代，可以参加竞赛和交易。好科技老师担心这些科学性的饲养方法衍生的含义以及它更进一步的适用性。
Hi everybody, and welcome back to the second part of our class. It's reading time, but it's reading aloud time. It's time to practice your reading and your speaking skills. When I'm finished reading the story, it's your turn to read aloud this article. 不要忘记一定要念出来啊，不可以就是安静的念，你要跟我一样，就是要一直要念出来，就可以1石2鸟，就可以练习你的阅读，还有你的绘画的技巧。Now today we have a story. It's called Breeding Dogs. Breeding Dogs. And it's a teach your how story on the intermediate level. It's number 119 in our reader. Now I'll read it aloud first and then we'll review the meaning in just a minute. Here we go. Teacher How is fascinated with his students' infatuation with dogs. All of the students owned dogs, and they belong to a dog owners club. They spend their weekends and evenings walking their dogs and meeting other dog owners. They truly love their dogs. The students invite Teacher How to attend their club meeting on the weekend. It was a very fancy club. There are recreation and special eating facilities for the dogs. There was special grooming salons for the dogs to get washed and haircuts. There are also several designer boutiques with fancy doggy clothes. All of this makes Teacher How think it might be a bit ostentatious to indulge dogs with such luxury. Could the money be spent elsewhere on more deserving causes like ending human poverty and hunger? Before he could bring this up with his students, they tell him to come quickly because a special lecture was starting. The lecture is given by a specialist in dog breeding. The teacher starts by telling everyone that people have a responsibility to take care of their dog's health. This includes careful planning to breed dogs. Teacher How learns that many of the club members actively breed their dogs for competition and business. The goal of the owners is to match dogs to ensure strong, healthy purebreds. The owners took extra care to check possible partners' lineage and even to get DNA checks. Doggy psychological tests were also done to ensure a good temperament. No expense would be spared to ensure the ensuing offspring had the best genes and they had the best chance to win competitions and be sold for the highest price. After the lecture, the students and their dogs meet with Teacher How. They are very excited with the things they learn. They want to know Teacher How's opinion. Does he have any advice on how they should start breeding their dogs? Teacher How scratches his head After a long moment of silence, he says, if you accept these principles to breed your dogs, shouldn't the same principles be applied to breed humans? The students stare with blank faces. Teacher Hao turns and walks away. Besides, he says, I'm more of a cat person. If dog breeding can be done so scientifically, why can't human breeding be done in the same fashion? No doubt we would end up with a healthier gene pool, and maybe even win a competition or two. That's it for our story today. Kind of interesting, and it makes you think a little bit. To review, Teacher Hao has students who love their dogs. They spend lots of money on dogs. They belong to a dog owners club. They go to a club, and Teacher Hao sees that they spend money on washing, on haircuts, on doggy clothes. It's very luxurious. But Teacher Hao thinks maybe it's too much, spending too much on the dogs. Couldn't they spend their money on better things? Then they listen to a lecture, a class on how to make baby dogs, or dog breeding. And they learn that they have to take care of the health of the dog and make sure the next generation of dogs are healthy and happy and strong. Why? Not just to make sure they're happy, but the owners want to sell them or win contests. Teacher Hao doesn't know if that's quite such a good thing. And when his students ask him, he says, well, if you do this with dogs, maybe we should do it with humans. And in the end, Teacher Hao walks away and he says, besides, I'm a cat person. That means he likes cats more than dogs. And it's a good question. Maybe we should breed humans like dogs. We'd have a healthier human gene pool. And maybe win a contest or two. That's kind of funny. Now that's it for our reading today. Take some time to read this and review it. It's a pretty long article, but kind of interesting story. Read it aloud so that you can practice your speaking skills as well as your reading skills. That's it for this part of the lesson. Let's go on to the last part.